Right, so if you're watching this, you want to make money with SaaS. That is software as a service. I'm going to show you how to make a gazillion dollars with SaaS by charging the right amount to your customers. Now, why am I qualified for this? Is because I've built and grew a software company from zero to over $300,000 in its first 12 months of existence. And I also own and am currently growing. By the way, I sold this business 3 or 4 months ago. And now I'm growing this B2B software business that I made in January of 2024. $60,000 in the month, okay? So that's why I'm qualified, not brag, just keep your attention. So how to make a gazillion dollars with SaaS. Now, what I mean by charging the right amount to your customers is getting your SaaS pricing right. But of course, I could not name this video SaaS pricing because nobody would watch it, but it's very, very important, right? So again, if you have a SaaS, watch this video. If you don't have a SaaS, go watch other videos on my channel because I go over exactly how to grow one, how to build one. But yeah, this is more for more advanced people that already have a product and want to make more money with it. So the thing that you want to do is consistently be increasing prices, right? There is no ceiling to pricing because there's always people willing to pay more, right? Always. While at the same time, of course, while you increase the prices, you improve your product. Because if you improve your product, if there's product improvement, you can also increase the price. You should not, I don't recommend you do it, you should not be increasing your prices if you don't add extra value to your product. That's my opinion. That's what I did. What I didn't do, right? And so also there is no magic number for pricing, right? What works for me, and what I'm gonna tell you right now, might not work for you. Most likely won't work for you. And what works for like billion-dollar companies like Slack, Shopify, Salesforce won't necessarily work for you. However, there are rules you can apply to develop your own pricing strategy based on what these guys are doing and what I'm doing as well. And these two, I guess, rules are: first one is the plans themselves, so how you, the plans with the different features, how you structure the plans. And the second thing is, of course, the pricing of each plan, okay? Now, first things first is, regarding this one right here, making your plans more attractive, so your basic plan, your advanced plan, your enterprise plan more attractive is simply just add more features to each one, okay? So if this one has 2 features, this one has 5, and this one has 10, and this, of course, the pricing increases this way, okay? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, your goal with the plans, both the features themselves and the pricing, is to create a ladder both vertically in terms of course, where you get them from monthly to yearly plans, and horizontally in terms of the plans. And I'll go over exactly what I mean. So again, ladder vertically in terms of monthly to yearly plans, and ladder horizontally in terms of plans. So what do I mean by this? In terms of the horizontal ladder, this one, right, your goal is always to move the monthly paying customers to yearly paying customers, right? Because again, when someone is paying $49 a month for your SaaS, right, $49 per month for your SaaS, right, that's great, right? But they can, let's say they stay on for 5 months, that's $250, I think. Yeah, $250 a month. And yeah, you can all, yeah, but your goal is always to get them to the yearly plan, where of course it's maybe a bit cheaper, $39 a month, which is, I think, 400 something dollars a year. So the LTV, right, is much higher here. It's almost double, right? It's makes perfect sense, right? If you have monthly customers, you want to lock them in for 12 months, right? Because they're gonna be paying you for the 12 months. So again, the horizontal ladder is taking the customers, they're not your customers, of course, to being monthly customers, and then to being yearly customers, right? And the way, and I have videos on this, on how you can make this gem more attractive, is, of course, for example, simplest way is to just offer discount if they pay yearly, okay? Now, that's the horizontal ladder. It's the billing frequency, monthly or yearly. Then you have the horizontal ladder, which is this one right here, right? Which is basically the plan ladder, right? So the more expensive your plan gets, right, the more they go up the ladder, the more features they get. So more features, of course, higher the price. Now, this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I mean, anyone can understand this. These are simple concepts, right? They're not the easiest ones to implement, but they're quite simple, right? So again, to apply these 2 rules, right, you gotta make the plans themselves, play around with the features, and play around with the pricing. And this implies you have to focus on these 2 ladders: the billing frequency ladder, which is the horizontal one, getting them from monthly to yearly, and the vertical ladder, which is getting them from the shittiest, cheapest plan, $9 a month, to then the $19 a month, then the $99 a month, then the $1,000 a month, then the enterprise plan, which is, I don't know, $10,000 a month. And there's ways in which you can do this, and I have videos solely on this, how you can make them more enticing, and email sequences and all that, and how you structure these. I won't dive deep into this right now, but there are ways in which you can do this, okay? So just know that these are 2 ways, horizontally and vertically to make more money with your SaaS. Now, you don't overcomplicate it, right? Don't like try to look for complex models and what these guys are doing and maybe try to use AI to optimize your pricing. That's dumb. You're going to spend so much time on it. Just start doing it and try to follow these rules I'm going to talk about here, right here. These are my rules. This is what works for me. But hopefully you can have some critical thinking and take the rules that I go over here and try to apply them with, again, some critical thinking to your own business. So first things first is, of course, increasing pricing granularly, right? Until people stop paying. So every, 6 months, 8 months, 4 months, increase the pricing a bit, right? Increase the pricing 10%, 20%, 30%. Keep on increasing it, of course, as you keep on improving the product. And eventually you're going to see, okay, yeah, the price is all very, very high and people aren't purchasing, or there's a lot of friction in the purchasing phase, or the time to conversion is very, very high and I cannot afford this at the moment. So again, you will know when the price is too high, right? So just be increasing the pricing gradually. That's what we do, right? Then don't forget that there's always people willing to pay more, right? So have a super expensive plan. Have an enterprise plan. Again, if you have a plan that's 1K per month, the maximum people will pay you is 1K per month. But if you have a plan that's 10K per month, right? Now the maximum people will pay you is 10K per month. Again, super simple, super straightforward, makes perfect sense, but people don't do this. So again, have a super expensive plan because there's always people willing to pay more. There's always people wanting to have the highest pricing one because they know it's the best, right? Usually enterprise clients, they just go for the best. They don't really check the feature list. They just know, okay, the product does this, I want to do this, but I want to have every single feature. I don't know what the features do exactly, but I want everything because I want to have the best of the best. So you just buy the higher plan without even looking at the lower ones. So again, if you have a higher plan, people will buy it, right? There's always people willing to pay more. Know that, okay? And again, if your highest plan is 1K, most people will pay you 1K a month. But if your highest plan is 10K a month, most people will pay you 10K a month, okay? Then, third one is price your product based on price your product based on the product and brand's perceived value. So how you position yourself. Do you position yourself as a premium brand? Because you're going to have competitors. Because if you don't have competitors, it's maybe if you don't have competitors, one, you are amazing and super intelligent. You're going to be building $1 billion company. Or two, your product isn't. People don't need your product because you don't have competitors. But again, take a look at where you stand in terms of your competitors, how premium you are in relation to all them, and if you are more premium than them, in how you look, on the copy you use, how your brand is perceived, on the UI, the UX, make your product more expensive. Right? That's because your perceived value increases if you increase your pricing. So again, price your SaaS based on how you as a brand come across. Hopefully this makes sense. Then of course, price it based on your competitors, right? So if the average of all your competitors pricing is, $10 a month, don't go and price your product at $1,000 or $10,000 a month because it is a huge disparity and a huge jump, right? People just go to your competitors, even though you're a little bit better. It is a too high of a jump, okay? And then of course the actual value of the tool, right? If you feel like, and honestly sit down and think, okay, my software tool gives people so much value, and if they use it right, they're able to generate this extra amount of revenue for their business, or they're able to save this amount of time, or to save this amount of money. And so I honestly think that this is what we should be pricing the software at. So these three things will help you pricing your packages right. Fourth is, of course, B2C pricing is much lower than B2B. That's just reality. So if you're targeting customers like people I'm new, clients is you charge much less than if you're charging an actual business because businesses have more money. Okay, pretty straightforward. Just know that when you're pricing your product. So if you have a SaaS and you're looking at your industry, and if your SaaS is geared towards B2C, for example, let's say, and this is a SaaS that exists, which is Headshot Pro. You upload photos yourself, and with AI, it converts your non-professional photo to a LinkedIn-worthy photo, adds a suit, touches up your face, all that, right? They mostly sell to B2C, right? Now, there could be a competitor that just sold to B2B. So, for example, instead of selling to consumers, they would go to businesses and say, okay, listen, we have this software, send us pictures of all your employees, and we'll make them LinkedIn-worthy and put them on your page, right? And again, it's the same SaaS, there's the same exact thing, but one is targeting B2B, the other is targeting B2C, and they're able to charge much more here. So again, for the same idea, for the same product, if they target B2B, they can charge much more. So just take that into account. Then, fifth, don't increase prices for your current customers, okay? Grandfather pricing. So again, if tomorrow you increase your pricing, just do it for new users. Don't increase the pricing for all users, right? Do grandfathering, because this is how you make people and customers like and trust you, right? Don't just increase their pricing overnight. It doesn't make any sense. Again, just increase prices for new customers. And finally, having lower prices just reduces your perceived value, right? Meaning, if you have cheap prices, people think your product is cheap. It isn't good. It's just human psychology. So again, price yourself in a way that isn't overly cheap, because people think, it's too cheap. How can this be good, right? Take that into account. So yeah, that's basically it. Basically a rant, but this is what you can do to make a lot of money with SaaS. In specific, you make money by a bunch of different ways, but one of them, of course, there's marketing, there's a bunch of stuff, but one of the ways is getting pricing right. And hopefully with all this info that I just yapped right here, maybe a bit too fast even, because I know I'm speaking a bit too fast, you're able to take some insights from this, some gold nuggets, and apply it to your own business. That's it. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.